Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to go through a comp recap. I'm just going to reflect on the comp that I had on the weekend. It was the best total I've ever done, and it was the first time I've ever pulled 600 pounds. If you follow this channel, you've probably realized we do a lot of weightlifting, but I've since had a little bit of a break from weightlifting, and it wasn't my intention to do a powerlifting comp. I just wanted to work on a little bit of, strengthening myself in the heavy compounds and potentially come back to weightlifting and do some comps this year. However, since then, I've ended up doing more of a specific prep and ended up stepping down to some singles and then signing up for a comp anyway. It's just a fun way to end off a successful program and a successful block, and it was something fun for me just to kind of do some heavy singles because who doesn't love doing heavy singles? So it was a really fun day, and if you're looking to do a competition of any kind, I highly recommend it, and I think it's one of the most fun ways you can express the training that you're doing inside the gym, whether it's weightlifting or whether it's powerlifting or whatever it be. So we'll get into the squats now. We'll chat about technique and stuff like that, and things that I think are relevant. So we'll just go through the lifts. I opened up on I think it was a 205 squat, and then I just took 5 kilo jumps from there. So I was warming up in the back, and I initially put down 195, and it felt really comfortable. And I think I ended up doing a 200 in the back anyway. And then there was a few people going, you're just pretty much going to be opening on that weight, so you might want to think about increasing it. So I took a jump to 205. Jumped to 205 for my opener. It felt awesome. And then I went to 210 for my second. The most I hit in training was 210, and that's on a whippier bar. On the stiff bar, this felt great. And I'll put it on screen now, my 210 that I did in training, and you guys will see the difference. I think I'm grinding there for a fair bit, and it was quite a challenging lift. So that felt awesome. And then I ended up going to 215 for my last. My best squat in training is around 216. I don't think I've done a 220 before. So this was awesome to hit in the comp. Just felt pretty good. It didn't feel like I had to grind too hard for it. There was a little bit of grind that halfway up, but usually I think I have the whip with me, and that tends to help me kind of drive back up. So really good, really happy with how the squats went. As far as things that I need to work on, probably if I sacrificed a little bit of depth and maybe hinged forward just a little bit more and had the bar placed in like a low bar position or halfway between a low bar and a high bar, I think I'd be able to leverage my back and hammies and glutes a lot more, so that way I can probably lift a little bit heavier. But genuinely, I probably just need to get bigger and stronger legs so that I can squat heavier. And that's definitely going to be the focus going forward. Next up, we'll look at the benches. I hit a 130 for my opener, and then I went to 140 for my second. And I feel like I just lost a fair bit of tightness as I started to press off the bench and started to lose a little bit of position. But happy to do the 140. I've done 140 for a couple of singles in training, and it felt quite good. And I missed the 150 about a while ago. So I was hoping to hit a 145 or something. And then we just decided keep the energy and save the attempts for the deadlift, and I think that was a really smart move. So now we are at deadlifts. We can get into some of those now. Deadlifts are by far, for me, the ones that I enjoy the most, purely because you can go so heavy, but I also feel like I just kind of approach it like a clean. I just set up like a clean, and for me, a clean can be very nerve-wracking and very it gives me a bit of anxiety sometimes, receiving a heavy clean. I tend to kind of relax and round off. Probably show some videos on the screen now. But for me, a deadlift, if all you have to do is just stand up with the weight, it seems, to me at least, mentally a little bit easier despite how much heavier it is. So I opened on a comfortable 240. I done 240 for a triple. So I felt like it was a comfortable opener, and as you guys can see, it felt really comfortable, and you want to kind of get that first one on the board, and I think that's something that's really important and something that is part of confidence and building up. And just even if it's an easy opener, even if you've done it for a triple or a double, hit that first one and it feels strong, awesome, and then you can keep building up from there. This is my second attempt on 255, and the same thing. It felt really strong. At the time, when you're doing the actual lifting, probably doesn't feel as good, but it felt awesome. The lifting felt pretty strong, and I was happy with how 255 moved. So yeah, going into this one, into the last attempt, I actually wanted to increase the 255 to 260 and go to 280, but that was when I learned that you were locked in for your second attempt. So this was a 275, and this was a 5 kilo PB. I'll put this on the screen and compare this to my my 270 that I did about 2 weeks ago, and you can kind of see the deadlift bar, the whip in the bar, and obviously being picked up on the comp day, it made a bit of a difference. And you guys will see the difference in that. So overall, I'm really happy with how the day moved. I'm really happy with how this last deadlift moved. I'm really happy with my attempts, and position-wise, technique felt really strong. I felt like I could, felt like maybe I had an extra couple of kilos in me, but it's an awesome day and wraps up for me a good solid 3 to 4 blocks of training. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you have some comp experiences that you would like to share, pop them in the comments and I'll reply to everyone's comp experiences, because I'm really interested to know, and these are lessons that everyone can learn from. And in terms of a comp setting, no matter which comp I've done or whatever it is, whatever competition I've done, I've always walked away with something that I've learned, and I think that's invaluable. So if you guys would like to share any of your comp experiences, feel free to pop them into the comments below, and I'd like to hear those. If you like these kind of videos, feel free to check out more of them on the channel. I have a bunch more weightlifting content, and I'll link those on screen. As always, thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.